overactive. This snake looks attractive, 8-legged like arachnids, mad aggressive. Shake hands with one, stabbed him with the other 7. It's done, demons were laughing, angels are stunned. Now who could be sadder than Adam and Eve? They were the first to breathe, the last to taste fruit from the garden, the first to leave starving. They chose within cognitive reason. Now that the flow started, there's no stopping the bleeding. The human race turning felons, total rebellion. Abel gave God his best, but Cain left over melons and grains. Now he's jealous, the relationship's strained. He can't take it, Satan entered his brain. He slashed up Abel, emptied his veins. The roots of his family tree draw from the blood of his brother. Man's mind absorbing the water while being dragged through the gutter all the way till Noah, the only one the maker looked at with favor. Before leaving the garden, Eve was promised a savior. Could Noah be the promise he gave her? Looking forward, your worst nightmare's your biggest supporter. He organized the universe, defining the order. He won't strive forever, the days are shorter. Who can bring us back to Eden and open the border? Looking forward, your worst nightmare's your biggest supporter. He organized the universe, defining the order. He won't strive forever, the days are shorter. Who can bring us back to Eden and open the border? Noah entered the ark, the skies got dark. Every cloud cried, harmonizing with God's heart. Waterlogged carcasses float among sharks. Immediately after, Noah planted a vineyard, fermented the wine. Remember the snake? The venom was in him. Drunk from the unnatural state of the grapes, laying naked with his righteousness faded, leaving the future dead, waiting to be cremated. Satan the bomb in his head. Then men built the Tower of Babel. The gods snacked back to gravel, multiplying the sins, falsifying the status. They wanna be gods to themselves. Architects and the crane raising their egos, laying the foundation for self-glorification. Abraham gave up his wife, trust and fear more than through God, who called him father of nations. Jacob known for deception, no patience, still in the blessing. Is Moses the man? He's killing Egyptians, hiding them in the sand. Samson with these Philistine women. After 400 years of silence filled with doubt, none can save us. The human race is down for the count. Looking forward, your worst nightmare's your biggest supporter. He organized the universe, defining the order. He won't strive forever, the days are shorter. Who can bring us back to Eden and open the border? Looking forward, your worst nightmare's your biggest supporter. He organized the universe, defining the order. He won't strive forever, the days are shorter. Who can bring us back to Eden and open the border? He looked down at his unloyal subjects, laying aside his robe, cause love holds no grudges. Off with his crown, knowing his hands can heal every single thing his word touches. The massacres are waiting, Satan puppeteering these judges who bring violence way beyond crutches. But he caressed us, we didn't recognize him. Disguised in human flesh, so we despised him. We're passionate towards sin, we love red, so we put a crown of thorns in his head and smashed it in. That wasn't enough, since mankind's fully corrupt. He's dangling from a cross, the ligaments in his hands, ripping, dying of thirst. They lifted his apple vinegar, he could hardly sip it. This was the moment he dreaded, his head dropped and pulse deadened. 3 days passed, he resurrected physically. By God's glory, his story and our history. All along, he was the seed, Satan the serpent, the head of the snakes. Got his fangs torn out of his face. Jesus restored the kingdom, the robe and the crown. Satan's realm's only bringing us down, but God's kingdom is total freedom. There's a line in the sand, tell me now, which side do you stand? Looking forward, your worst nightmare's your biggest supporter. He organized the universe, defining the order. He won't strive forever, the days are shorter. Who can bring us back to Eden and open the border? Looking forward, your worst nightmare's your biggest supporter. He organized the universe, defining the order. He won't strive forever, the days are shorter. Who can bring us back to Eden and open the border? Looking forward, your worst nightmare's your biggest supporter. He organized the universe, defining the order. He won't strive forever, the days are shorter. Who can bring us back to Eden and open the border? Looking forward, your worst nightmare's your biggest supporter. He organized the universe, defining the order. He won't strive forever, the days are shorter. Who can bring us back to Eden and open the border? Looking forward, your worst nightmare's your biggest supporter. He organized the universe, defining the order. He won't strive forever, the days are shorter. Who can bring us back to